Well, g'day tubes, how's she hanging? Pretty good here, So we're gonna do our number 2 question and answer video. More questions from you awesome people, so we're gonna answer some questions as best we can. So we got we've got a question here from Adam. Different spelling of Adam. A-D-E-M. I've never seen that before. Anyways, he's got a question here. He says, hey, I got a question. Why are you not starting the red Polaris? And can I have the keys to the Jeep, please? Okay. We did a video. Dylan and I went out for a rip on the ATV not too long ago. It's about 3 weeks ago, maybe. He had his little dirt bike, and we went out on the Polaris just in the back. 90 here, 40 or 30, whatever it is. Keys to the Jeep. I don't have a Jeep anymore. I haven't had a Jeep for a while. Ended up being going to be just too much project. Didn't really want to pour that much money into it. Vehicle's one thing, tractor's another thing. You can pour a fair bit of money into a tractor and still have a good machine. Pour a pile of money into a Jeep and it's still a piece of junk. So that's kind of why. So I don't have those anymore though. So anyways, next question from Scott. It says, good evening, Bill. Hello from St. John, New Brunswick. I have been there. Not very many times, a few times. I've been a big fan, faithful subscriber to your channel. I only have 2 questions. You're only allowed 1 question. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. I'll answer your questions. In a few of your videos, you and your family vacationed to Nova Scotia. Was it simply a family trip to the Maritimes, or do you or your wife have family there? My sister and her family lives there, so we go visit them. And they're just not too far from Halifax, about 20 minutes from Halifax. So it's a long drive though. Flight's a lot better, but the airports suck. So you can't do much about that. So, you know, we have family there, and we tour around with them and stuff, and we go to the beaches and look for glass, glass that gets kind of beat up in the surf and stuff, and then it gets you know, different shapes and all smooth and stuff. And treasures, you never know what you're gonna find. There's a lot of stuff floating around in that ocean out there, and it keeps washing back and forth all the time. I don't have it here, but I've got like a huge clevis pin, like a U-shaped pin, and the bar on the thing is probably like this. It's massive, like it's freaking heavy. This thing washed up on the beach. That's how wicked and strong the ocean currents are. So yes, we do have family out there, and I'm probably going to retire out there sometime, hopefully in the next 60 years, maybe something like that. I don't know. Be nice, but I'll be dead before then probably. But anyways, another story, another day. The second question is, we all know that you're a groundskeeper and all-around maintenance man at the cemetery. I always wondered, if there's additional ground staff, or are you the sole employee? Thank you, Bill. Scott Foster. There's 3 of us actually that work here. Me, myself, and I. 3 of us work in here. Me, myself, and I. No, I'm here by myself. I do everything by myself. I cut all the grass myself. I dig all the graves myself. Trim around all the stones myself. Plow all the snow myself. Sell all the graves myself. What else is there? Open and close the gate every day myself. Twice a day. You know, open morning, close at night. Fighting off kids trying to get in the middle of the night. People during this COVID thing have gotten really weird. They've changed almost as weird as much as the geese have. They've gotten really weird too. That's a couple of years now, but no, there's only just me here. I do everything. Do all the paperwork. The only thing I really don't do is like all the bigger government office administration stuff and sign paychecks. That's but the only thing I don't do here. So but yeah, so I'm here by myself, so it's a busy job. Anyways, next question from Matthew. What do you see yourself doing after the cemetery? Where do you plan to retire? I think I just answered that. After the cemetery, I'm probably going to be here for quite a long more time. Probably until I can't work anymore, kind of thing. Because honestly, I'm getting to the age now where it's getting too hard to learn new things. They say You can always teach an old dog new tricks. That's so not right. I find myself now that I'm in such, we'll say, a groove, I guess, that I don't think I could really learn something else very easily now. Getting older and older and older. I'm only 42, but it seems like now, like I gotta stay where I am, because if I don't, I'll be screwed. Things seems like outside of me have changed and are changing so fast. I don't think I could catch up to it. It's like your grandpa saying, "Oh, I don't know how to use one of these stupid things. Just give me the on the wall," right? It's like that. They don't. I like to learn, but in a way I don't want to learn new things like outside of what I'm doing here. So, plan to try. I'd really like to retire actually to Nova Scotia area. Although the last trip we were out there in Halifax area, it actually seemed to be really, really, really exploding with population. I want to get away from that. It's getting worse enough here, and I don't want to be around like 300,000 people out there when I retire, so I want to be somewhere quiet. I would be fine with a freezer full of food, a barbecue, some propane, a little house in the middle of absolutely freaking nowhere where nobody could find me for about 6 years. Enough food for 6 years. That'd be fine by me. Nobody would be able to find me out there. So, but anyways, another story, ranting on again. So, next question is from Robert. Hello, my name is Robert out of Jacksonville, FL, Florida. Never been there. Been to Sarasota, and that was about as far down as we got. Do you see you replacing the 110 with the Kubota brand in the near future? I think I would probably have to with the Kubota, because we've got John Deere dealerships and Kubota dealerships around here. And what else do we have? We don't really have a whole lot more. There's Case. I don't know what they have for backhoes, but it's a Case, Kubota, a little bit everything down south of us here. But we're mostly John Deere Kubota stuff around here, so I'd probably get something Kubota. I don't know. They might even go to something John Deere like the 310, which is like the full cab backhoe. I don't know if they'd go that big here or not. I actually wouldn't like that. It'd be great for some things, but getting into tight rows, no. I don't think that would be so good. So probably I would steer towards a Kubota myself. But I don't know. Still running, still going. Hasn't cost a whole pile of money yet, so keep her driving. So thank you for that. Next one here is from Cameron McClintock. McClintock, I think I said that right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Sorry. I can't learn new things, remember? It says, I'm Cameron, 18 years old, from Garrett County, Maryland. Never been there. Sorry, never been there. One of these days, maybe I'll tour around when I'm retired. Or not dead, hopefully. Will you ever film more RC videos? I would love... and I would love if you made numbers for my go-kart. Numbers for your go-kart? After the COVID stuff's all done and said, done with, give me another email. Because right now, I don't want to go to the post office to send things out. It's just not worth taking the risk right now. So, stickers. Are you considering selling merch? If so, I would love to buy some. I set up a thing on Spreadshirt for that, and it... I don't know, I just didn't like it. It didn't feel right. Like, just that you guys watch the videos is good enough for me. I don't really need to be like pushing, like some channels, man, they're pushing t-shirts and hats and mugs and cups and cell phone covers. It's like, really? I feel bad kind of doing that, you know? It's like, it's not really what the point of it is, but merch, I don't know. I'd like to get a t-shirt, press and do them myself. For t-shirts at least, you know, with maybe the Facebook logo on it or something like that. Maybe on it would be kind of sweet. I don't know. I did a Spreadshirt thing, like I said, but I just didn't like the way they were looking, and just, I don't know, it didn't seem good. I need someone to actually kind of put the logo and put it on a shirt, because basically I like copied and pasted a logo on, so it had like your big black shirt, and then it was just like a white blob with like the name on it. It's like, that looks stupid. So that's why I didn't really like it. But RC stuff, yes and no. There's a yes and no part of this. There used to be a place in town where I could get parts if something broke. Because I don't like leaving stuff broken. Because then you go to use it next time and it's like, oh frig, this thing needs a bearing in the left wheel. Darn it, forgot about that. So one thing I hated about RC stuff is it cost a lot of money because I like to keep stuff fixed all the time. A lot of stuff broke. But I do want to get my Slash going again. I have a 2-wheel drive Slash that I put hundreds and thousands of miles onto it, I'm sure. And jumped it lots. And God, it was tough. It was just wicked. And Dylan's got a Slash, although he hasn't had his out for a while, but I think I got to get new batteries too, so you know what, if I start getting into it, it's going to start costing a lot of money again, so money is getting here with this project going outside, right? And then I want to get this installation kit for this shed here to finish this off soon, because they actually are letting us back into this hardware stores now, which is good, so. But those, I'll do those stickers up for you, just, you know, give me the sizes and color and stuff, and of course your mailing address so I can send it back, but it won't be till after the COVID stuff's done. Zachary has a question next. Will you ever be able to film in the cemetery again? Probably not, ever. It's just a privacy thing, that's all they told me. We don't want it public, even though it was already public. There's not really much else you can really say about that other than it's already been done. It's kind of like, I don't know, it just never made sense to me, but I gotta know. It's a definite no. So won't be any of that. So I've got a little workshop here though. We're working on stuff here, right? So eventually we'll get her set up where we can do some safe welding. It's all wood in here, right? So I don't want to weld in here. A bit dangerous. So next one is from Douglas. Hi Bill, I'm Doug from Burton, Michigan. Can't say I've been there. I've been through Michigan, but not to there. So just wondering, since you paid all that money for the starter and the 2N, I still have here, are you still gonna plan on replacing it? Right now, no, because since we cleaned up the little switch, like you push the switch by the gear shifter, and then it pushes on a rod that actually pushes the switch where the 2 wires are hooked to that go to the starter. Fairly simple. After we cleaned that switch, it seemed to work fine. So it's like it was like arcing or something there, and I couldn't really hear it because it was so much goo and grease and grime there that it was just kind of arcing through and not really letting the power through. So now that I cleaned that switch all up, it's working really good. Now the thing is, that starter will work on this 2N. My stepdad's Jubilee, I think, is the same starter. And Boris has the same starter. So if something happens to one of those, we got a starter for it. So, but I mean, those things technically will last forever as long as you haven't, you know, had problems with it starting and just sitting there for like ever, and that's gonna wreck it, of course, right? So it was expensive. I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but Steiner Tractor, they're pricey. And they're actually from Michigan too, Lennon, Michigan, apparently. So they're very expensive, but I think it would be better just to keep it rather than go through all the hassle of paying to have it sent back just to get, you know, hardly anything back for it, really. And all the customs and all the duty and all that garbage stuff. I'll just keep it for all it's worth, really, to send her back, because, you know, like I say, I'll probably need it eventually here, and then I'll have to get another one. So but yeah, so for right now I'm going to keep it. So the next one here is from Tommy Z, all it says. It says, hi Bill, my name is Tom. I am from Pennsylvania. Never been there either, sorry. Never been to Pennsylvania. I've been watching your videos for a few years now. My question is to you, what is the meaning behind the number 29? 29. Oh, you're going to get cursed if I tell you that. You watch. I'll tell you what it is. Why do you not like that number? I like the number. It doesn't really bother me. It's not like it's a cursed bad number. He says, hope I'm doing well. Yeah, we're doing pretty good here so far. So the number 29. Way back when my stepdad was driving transport truck in town, actually, and they had a small business, not his, but he worked for the place in town here. He drove an old white truck made by White Company. Good truck. Nothing wrong with the truck. He drove that for a lot of years. I don't even know how many now. I should ask him. He might even have a picture of it somewhere too. I don't know if he would know where it is. My mom had stuff filed all over the place and different albums and stuff here. He might be able to find it, but Mom's gone, of course, now, so he probably wouldn't know where it was. But anyways, good old truck. I think he said when he was there it was rebuilt the engine 2 or 3 times, transmission 5 or 20 times. I don't know, whatever, it was a lot. Good old truck though, but the company ended up going, oh, what do they call that? not really bankrupt, but they basically said to them, I think it was, well, we can't pay anymore, sorry, you're out of a job. So it's like, okay. So there's a big lawyer to do all that crap, whatever it was, all over it, and I don't know, he never even told me what happened to it. But anyways, ever since then, whenever we look anywhere, it's number 29. It's always a number 29. So, I mean, anything you look at, I don't think I even have anything cursed in here that's a 29 yet. But just, I don't know, it sticks out more for some reason, the number 29. So basically that's all it was. It was from that, cursed from that truck, we'll say. But it was a good truck. I went with them in that truck many times. It was a good truck. Loud though. Loud old truck. And yeah, so that's sort of where the 29 thing come from. But so you're cursed now. Just hope you know that. You're cursed. So the next one is from TJ. Says, hello Bill, I know that you've driven around town in the past videos. Have you ever thought about doing a driving tour around your town? I know where I live, we have things changed and improved yearly. Looking forward to your lotto videos. Ooh, you like the scratch card Sunday, do you? Send one in, bud, we'll scratch it for you. Win you lots of money. Maybe. Oh, he says you should be receiving 3 soon. Okay, so maybe I haven't got him yet. I don't know. So he did send me some. Sweet. Okay, so tour around town. Probably could. I don't know. I've always had the problem with people looking at me funny when I'm like, you know, dropping my phone. No, when I'm like, blah, 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 blah. They're looking at you like, what's wrong with him? I just don't like the looking of it. So I don't know. Maybe a driving video, that might be better. Could do a driving video. Drone video. Get in trouble for that though. Definitely get in trouble for that. Flying over a congested area with a drone. I don't know. Our town's not that exciting either. I mean, there's a downtown and then like this street that kind of comes from us to the downtown. I don't know. It's not that interesting really. A couple old buildings uptown, but they've honestly, so you guys all know my friend Jeremy that was the mayor, the last mayor. The council, I think 2 or so before that council, they did a big project on Broadway. It cost like $11 million. I think it was then, and it's just a total waste of money, and it's in the way, honestly. But they want like another $15 million to take it out again. Apparently they got a quote to have it taken out, and they want like $15 million to take it out. And it's this great big concrete barrier thing with these big rock sculpture things in it that has like this waterfall thing in it that really does nothing. And they're expecting people to, because it's got like a, you know, walkway in the middle that you can go up and sit in there and then have your coffee. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna want to have coffee when cars are zipping by and there's stinky gas fumes and stuff. I don't think so. I've never done it. I never will. So that was a total waste of money. So I mean, to me myself, I think that kind of makes our town look kind of crappy. Looks kind of ugly, and I didn't really like that. So probably not gonna do a, I don't know, maybe a driving video, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But yeah. So anyways. Alright, the next one here is from Tom. And he says, hi Bill, hope you and your family are staying safe and healthy. So far, so good. No kissing the neighbors. That's what I say. Anyways, no, that's just terrible. First, thank you very much for giving your subscribers an opportunity to ask questions. I just watched your first Q&A show, and I have to say I truly enjoyed that format. Well, thanks, buddy. And thanks for sending a question in. When you have an opportunity to do another Q&A, which we're doing now, I would like you to offer you some deals as to how to get. I would like you to offer us. Sorry, I read that wrong. I would like to me to offer you. There we go. Now we got it. Some details as how you got into the cemetery funeral industry. While watching your old videos, when you were allowed to film past the gates, I became curious as how to someone. Lost my spot again. I became curious as to how someone gets into career such as that. Thanks again for addressing our questions. I'm sure looking forward to your response and your future videos. Your commitment to your viewers and subscribers is appreciated. Take good care. My very best to you and your family. Stay safe. Tom from Oshawa, Ontario, not too far from me. Okay, how did I get into that's a good question. I was technically married into this business with here. My wife's dad started here in 1982-ish. Actually, my dad, my actual biological dad, was kind of one of the first ones he buried in about 1983. So that sucks, yeah, I know, but another whole story there. So how did I get into it? Yeah, I married into it. So it's a long story, actually. Started dating my wife, knew her from school, high school, and basically got kind of hooked up, and I just kind of moved in. I said, get out, I'm here, move it. No, I'm just kidding, I didn't say that. No, we just started dating, and then he had an old Ford 300 tractor, kind of like this one out here, a little bigger, more like the Jubilee. So, and then I was interested in tractors then, right? So I'm like, can I come out and help you someday or something? He said, yeah, sure, I gotta dig a grave tomorrow. And they had some older guy in town that used to run his backhoe out to dig then. So I'm like, I'm just standing off the side watching. I thought it was pretty interesting. So, I said to myself, holy geez, I better stick with this girl so I can get this job. No, I'm just kidding. That's how it worked out though. But no, we got married, and we actually lived here with them for a couple of years just to help them out. And we rented the downstairs, sort of where my my computer room actually was the bedroom we had, and where my vinyl stuff was kind of like our living room, I guess we'll call it. And we just used the same washer and dryer. But anyways, that's a whole different story. So yeah, we got married. We lived here for a couple of years, and then we moved out on our own, got an apartment on the far side of town, thought we'd try the apartment thing. And at that point, I was actually working at the rental company, doing rental stuff, and that was a pretty good job. It was lots of tools and equipment, and I love that stuff, right? So I loved working on that stuff and fixing and cleaning that stuff. And so then in about 2001, we were married in 2000. We had our daughter in about 2002 and around there. And Sarah's mom, my wife's mom, got sick with some cancer in about 2001, just not too long after we got married, which kind of sucked. So she was, basically did all the paperwork and everything for her dad, right? So he did all the physical work outside, but then she did all that stuff in there. So now all of a sudden he had to do all that too, right? So because she got sick with cancer, and then about 2002, just about after we had our daughter, about a month and a bit, she died. So she passed away. And he did it, this job, it really, really messed him up, I think, having to do that after. So I did it kind of for him, helping him out a little more all the time, right? And he basically said, do you want this job? I'm like, yeah, I guess. We kind of talked about it and stuff through the time. So like, yeah, I guess so. So I gave my 2 weeks notice, and at the rental there, which was a good deal there, I'll tell you that, maybe another story sometime. Ownership changed there, and it was pretty bad apparently after that. So I'm glad I got it when I did. But anyways, that's that story. But so yeah, she had passed away. He asked me, do you want this job? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I still had to do, like, they still had to put the ad in the paper and take in people's applications and stuff. And they did a couple of interviews with people, and then they did an interview with me, and they're like, well, you know the job, I guess. You've been with Mike, so just come on and start. And I think it started September 1st, 2003. It was my first day. So, and then he stayed with me for like a week, basically, and showed me things that I need to be doing and stuff. And then he retired. He got married about a year or so later to another lady. She's super nice, and they live about 45 minutes away from us now. So he's still alive, still doing good. Got some health issues, but So anyways, that's how I got it. That's how I got into this job. So hope that answers your question. And I've been here since 2003. That's like going to be 17 years next September. I can't believe that already. Where's the time go? All right, so the next one here is from Colin Burkle. Hopefully I said your name right. I feel so bad when I don't pronounce people's names right. That's sometimes why I don't say the last name. I'll just say, oh, this is from Colin. Anyway, so Colin says, hello, Bill. My name is Colin, and I am from... Sure, give me a name that I can't pronounce. Menomonee Falls, Wisconsin. I don't know. I don't think I said that right. He says, he's asking, whatever happened to vlogging life? So you're an old subscriber, that's for sure. I don't mean that you're an old guy. I mean that you've been watching this stuff that I do for a long time. Vlogging Life is a friend that I acquired through other people, I guess we'll say, that I don't associate with really anymore. And I haven't really talked to him. I've texted him. It's kind of like happy birthday kind of thing to him, or Merry Christmas. And he lives like 3.5 hours and a bit north of me. So it's a long way kind of for that's kind of a long distance relationship kind of thing. Like, we're friends and stuff. We still talk and everything, but when I text back and forth. But I guess we could say we kind of just don't go out of our way to say, oh, how you doing today? Kind of thing, you know. We just don't really talk too much anymore. But he says, what happened to Vlogging Life? Because the last time I've ever seen him on your channel was like the big rummage sale. I don't even remember that. Rummage sale. What the heck was that? And will ever be back on the channel? I hope you and your family are staying safe during this time, Colin. You know what? I'm going to sneak up one day and visit him. And totally film him as we're visiting. But no, he is a cool guy. He's a really cool guy. It's just such a long distance, you know. There's other people that, you know, I don't really talk to either, like a few other people. It's just too far, right? So apparently I'm one that lives in the middle of nowhere. I don't really think so, but anyways. So no, I should touch base with him a little more. I mean, even Iron Man, I don't really talk to him a whole lot, really either. You know, like he's an hour and probably 15-20 minutes from me. It's not that far, but I just don't. You know, the day goes by too fast, maybe too. I don't know. It's running right out of time, right? So yeah, we are staying good. Thank you, Colin, for sending that in. The next one here, whoa, get back here. Braden Leggett. I know that one because we got a place in town here called Leggett's Collision. They do auto body repair, so I know that name. It says, hi Bill, my name is Braden. I'm from a little town called Edendale in Southland, New Zealand. Wow, that's a long way from me. I don't know how far, but a long way. There's a bit of swimming too there, I think. Maybe some mountain climbing, I don't know. We run the biggest annual vintage machine show in the country, and I do believe it's called Crank Up. I like seeing your old tractors, especially the AR and Boris. Any chance we could see you driving him on the road, and maybe some more videos of him? I learned today that you are supposed to have like an additional insurance, like on your, so like the insurance I have on my truck, I can get an additional thing to add to it, and it covers stuff like that, driving that on the road. Apparently, I never knew that. I never knew you actually needed to have insurance on it because it was a farm vehicle. Apparently, you're supposed to be insured with driving stuff like that on the road. So I'm like, whoops. So I got to look into that. It's actually one of my things I'm going to maybe do sometime this week, and then we can take it for a spin. I want to take Boris on a little tour somewhere. That'd be awesome. I don't know where we go, but do you need a slow-moving vehicle sign on a tractor that does like 85 kilometers an hour? And maybe even more, maybe like 90 kilometers an hour? If you go that fast, you don't. It might just blow off the back, but then when you're... everybody looks at it and, well, it shouldn't go that fast, but... I don't know. I don't think I'd go that fast on the road, but it will. It'll go to like 90 kilometers an hour. That thing is just freaking scary fast. But anyways, let's see here. We've got some more. We have some Canadian-made tractors. We've got 5 Massey Harris, 2 110 Supers, 2 101 Seniors. Sounds like you got some equipment there, bud. 2 101 Seniors and a 744 PD which is getting a big 354 Perkins 6-cylinder diesel engine into it. Holy crap! Really? That's gonna be crazy, but hold on to her. We have a Massey Ferguson 135, and so that tractor out here, that's the Mayor's, I think that's a Massey Ferguson 35. If that's right. Maybe it's, I can't remember now. Maybe it's a 135. I can't remember. I didn't really look into it too much. So, a Ford 6610, very special Leeds Fowler 33 crawler. Well, that's kind of cool. An Austin tip truck and a Lister J stationary engine. Oh wow, there was a guy in our, he's passed away now too, but he was in our tractor club too. He had an old Lister engine. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it had a really big flywheel on it. And he was getting older and older and older, and this thing's getting heavier and heavier and heavier, so he ended up selling it. So he took that thing to everything. He loved that engine. I like seeing your engines. Do you think you'll get your old hit and miss out this year? I probably shouldn't give it a run. There's no fairs this year, so it won't be getting any run in there. So maybe we'll get her out one day, do a video of that, and get them started and see how well they start again after sitting for, well, I've had the Wolseley. It's a hit every time, but I had the Wolseley, wasn't last year, it was the year before that, running the old washing machine cement mixer. And the Empire engine, gosh, I haven't had it going for about 4 or 5 years at least. It's sat in here for a year or so, sat down at the other shop, and now it's in the container here. So we got to get those going though. So yes, we will. We'll do a video on that soon. I'd also like to see more GTA Online videos. Ooh, buddy. Hold on to your seat. There's more coming. And do you ever think you'll do Farm Sim multiplayer with subscribers? I have contemplated that and contemplated that and contemplated that. I just really don't like how the logins and stuff work on Farm Sim, where I'm in the game, okay, I tell you guys, yep, it's open, come on in, and one guy comes in and then it freezes everybody's game for like 20 seconds. And you're like, what the friggin' crap? Because it's synchronizing to that new player. I've never played any online games in my entire history that does that, so I don't know why they're doing that on Farm Sim, but it's really annoying. Once everybody's in, it'll be fine, but someone leaves and then there's a slot open and then someone else sees it and joins, well then it's like freezes for like 20 seconds again. It's like, oh. So I've done it before with just joining other people's games, and it's really annoying. So, but I don't know, we'll see. So he sent me a link here. Where you can, so I can't really show you that. Here's some pictures and stuff. So he sent me some pictures. I'll have to do, I don't know if I'll show you all these too, but I looked at these, so yeah, but thanks for sending that in, Braden. That's cool. Sounds like you got more equipment than I do, or maybe close to. So the next one is from Carter. It says, hey Bill, I was just wondering how many acres you own and how much if you do now, and how long it takes you to mow it. So I guess you're meaning the cemetery. The cemetery, the whole entire thing is about 23.5 acres. It's roughly about 20 acres and maybe a little less of actual cemetery that has to be maintained. There's some bush and stuff, and the empty field there, which has actually got a road through it now. So it's about 23.5 rough acres kind of thing. So I mean, it's fairly big. It's a lot of mowing, a lot of trimming, starting to start up now too. So well, thank you, sir, for sending that in. Hope that answers your question. The next one is from Craig. He says, hey Bill, it's Craig from Manitoba. Really enjoy your videos. What is the video name when you were playing American Truck Sim when those guys were crashing into you? That was probably, boy oh boy, I'm kind of thinking that was an Euro Truck Sim game. I hate that one. I hate Euro Truck Sim. Absolutely hate it. I hate driving those trucks. I hate the look of them. They sound terrible, and there's way too many people on there, and all they do is crash into you, and then you can't repair your truck because you can't afford it, and you can't get any jobs because you don't have a truck. In a nutshell. ATS seems so much different, so much better, it's so much more relaxed. One thing I don't like about the European one too is like, oh, okay, I'm driving on this side of the road here. Oh, geez, now I got to turn and go to this side of the road. Oh, now I got to go back to this side. It's like, really? I know that's the way it is over there, but come on, pick a side. Really? Pick a side. So, if it was an American Truck Sim though, Crashing Emu, gosh, I've done so many American Truck Sims, I couldn't even tell you now. You better go watch them all and let me know, because I don't remember. Will we ever see you take your quad in the mud like when you dug the pit for Holy? You're an old subscriber too. You've been around for a while here. Those kids were like 8 and 10 maybe then. They're 15 and 17 now or something like that now. So that's been a while. So what we did back then was we dug a big mud pit, big pit basically, and I brought up a little bit of topsoil and then just put some water in it, and they played in the mud. They loved it. Dylan got his dirt bike in there, got it stuck a bit. Iron Man was actually here that day. That's right, Iron Man and his wife came up. Look that video up. It's on there somewhere. Iron Man and his wife came up, and I took the ATV in it and kind of got it stuck. I think I had to winch it out. I'll tell you why I don't do that anymore, and I'm not going to do that anymore. We're going to have to do another video soon here, actually. I have to tear apart that whole front of that ATV again, because the radiator is like right down in front of the front tires. And when the cooling comes on, like the fans, should only run about 15-20 seconds maybe. It's running for like about 3-4 minutes now. So I feel the inside the front of the fan, like the front of the radiator, and there's hardly any air getting sucked through. So it must be plugged up with something in there again. So I've had it apart once after that video, pretty much, to wash all the mud out, because it was like turning on and not shutting off. I'm like, oh, that's not good. So you have to disassemble the whole front of the thing. The whole light system and everything has to come off so you can get down there and get into that stupid radiator. It is buried. Another problem with that ATV too is I guess I didn't run it for like a year or so. I left it in the shed here or somewhere, wherever it was stored, with not a full tank of fuel. So when I went to use it again, like a year later, honestly it was like a year later, I put gas in it and it still was showing like half a tank. I'm like, that's not good. So now it actually shows that it's empty when it's full. So there's something wrong with that sending unit thing in there and the level thing. So I got to figure that out. It's probably going to cost me like $1,000 just for a tank for that thing, because I don't know if you can get that system out of there. You have to probably replace that whole tank. So anyways, so I probably won't take it in the mud. The best I do is jump through the river here, and there's a little bit of mud there, but it's not like sucking the mud in. That's probably about the worst thing you could do to an ATV, is actually take it through the mud like that. I know people do that, and they take it right through the swamps and like the lakes and stuff, and they're like floating around on these things. I'm like, should probably do that. It's not a boat. It's meant to be on the tires, just so you know. I really like a few BILLSTMAXX stickers. Keep making great content, so send me another email a little later on for your address, and I'll send you some, but not till after this COVID stuff's done. Keep making great content. I have a YouTube channel called Bush to Pan. I have 2 videos on YouTube. Woo! That's good, bud. What is that about? You gotta let us know. Thanks for those. Cheers. Well, thanks, Craig, for sending that in. Hopefully that answers your question. So the next one here is from Jeffrey. Greetings, Mr. Bill, from the great state of Maine. My name is Jeff, and I am a very time, I think it's supposed to be long time subscriber of your channel, around 8,500-ish. Well, that's a while ago, yeah. When I subscribed, thank you so much for your vids. My wife and kids enjoy them. My question is, have you had any moments while doing your job that made your hair stand on the back of your neck stand up and make you feel like you were not alone out there? My brother-in-law is a mortician, and he says that he never had that feeling. He says, when you're gone, you're gone. I've had it once, and I don't remember when it was, what year it was. It was getting dark out. A little darker than it is out there now. I was out trimming, and I think this is actually when I was helping my stepdad, or my father-in-law, sorry, my father-in-law, helping him with some trimming. And it was getting late. I'm just about done. I'm like, oh, I just want to get this finished. And I'm walking along, and it was just dark enough, and I seen like a flash beside me, and it almost looked like someone standing beside me, and it startled me, scared me. Like, what the? You know, I got the machine going, I got earplugs in, so I'm not really hearing what's really going on outside of me. And I'm like, okay, maybe we'll finish this later. I got and left. It almost looked like there was something standing beside me, but I don't know what it was. It was just like a split second. It's like someone like, you know, like that. Ooh, or like that. No, I'm just kidding, teasing you. That was kind of cool, actually. Where's my light? No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, that's really the only thing. I kind of think that too. You better enjoy your life while you're here, because I think when you're gone, that's it. I don't really know if there's a big heavenly thing up there that everybody's gonna go to. I think we're at it right now, and then you make it what you make it. You know, if you go up thinking you're gonna be floating in the clouds with, you know, maybe you'll see your family and stuff, but I don't think it'll last long. I think it'll just be lights out. I don't know. I don't know either, as much as the next guy does that knows all about that stuff. But anyways, that's what I think too. I think he's right. When you're gone, you're gone. So enjoy it while you're here, because this is, I think, our heaven down here. Someday we will make it to Toronto to see the Hockey Hall of Fame and also see the Red Sox get beaten by the Blue Jays. That's right. No, that's not what he said. Just see the Red Sox play the Blue Jays. We were to, I think, one game about 3 years ago. Can't really remember now. It's been a while. Oh, yeah. I can't remember now. Been too long. They're very expensive up here, though, so to keep that in mind. Tickets are not cheap. Well, if you want a good seat. If you want to sit way up there where you can't see nothing and all the players look like this, you can probably get a seat for about 15 bucks Canadian. But if you want to sit right in the action, you're looking at about $400 or $500. If you want right on the field, which we did once just for fun, they were about 600 bucks a piece. Just so you know, bring some money with you. My wife and I every year go out to the ballpark to see the Sox play. Our goal is to visit every major league park. Oh, that's awesome. Have you seen that guy that goes to all these games that collects the balls? Like the baseballs and stuff? He apparently knows exactly where to go to get the ball every time it's hit. It's like, I don't know. Dylan will show me that. I'm like, this guy's nuts. But anyways. Thank you, Bill, and stay safe. Makes me nervous to see you on the 008 with no ROPS left on it. Hey, you gotta be careful. Don't take it on any hills, and don't overextend itself. That thing will flip over pretty easy, though. It's got, I think Kubota gives stuff like that more power than it should have, as in hydraulic pressure power. It's scary sometimes. You'll be digging and you hook something, it'll like suck you right forward. It's like, holy crap! What the crap? So you gotta be careful. You gotta know what you're doing. Just don't jump right into something, you know. For instance, give her, bud. For instance, I got one tomorrow that's kind of close to a tree, so I'm gonna be real careful, because if I hook a root, it'll suck you right over, you know. Not pull you in the hole, but it'll tilt the machine enough. So I just took the ROPS off of that, because where I park it in the garage down there, it's like the door's like here, and the ROPS were like here. So I'm like, that's not gonna work. One of these times I'm not gonna forget to lower that trailer down. I'm gonna smash something off there and wreck the door. So it was like basically like an inch of room. That was it. So I'm like, no, it's gotta come off. And I sort of don't really notice it any different than if it was on or off. They say that's a part of the counterweight. I don't really think so. Maybe it is, but the thing weighed a lot though. It was probably 200-300 pounds. But I mean, it's got the big cast iron weight out the back too, right? So yeah, but anyways, thank you, Jeff, for sending that. Alvry, sorry, I got it, I think. I was looking at the small text and I wasn't really reading it. I don't need glasses apparently yet. Maybe I do. No, I'm just kidding. Hey Bill, it's Braden. Another Braden? Same Braden. Maybe it's a different one. And I was wondering if you trade in the 110 backhoe, will you trade it, trade in for John Deere discontinued model 110. So John Deere, yeah, okay, since John Deere discontinued the model 110, wondering if you trade in the 110 TLB backhoe, what will you trade it in for? Since, there we go, so I got her now, I think. So probably that Kubota like we spoke about there. Because there's nothing, like I said, there's nothing really that's around here. There's a JCB dealership, but it's like an hour and a half one way, so I don't think we'd do that. If you need parts or filters or stuff, you don't need to go too far for stuff, right? So, and I've been watching since the 4110. Now that's another old feller there, old feller. And did anyone take that old pop-up camper? Yeah, somebody. It's amazing what people will take for free. That thing, I was scared to try to haul it to the dump to get rid of it. And my wife's like, oh, I'll throw it on Facebook. This was like, I don't know, 5 years ago or something now. I'll throw it on Facebook. And it was like so rotten. It was really bad. The tires held some air. Like it sat back in here, you know, we camped in it a few times and it was just too small, crappy. So I ended up parking it there. We never used it again, right? So she put it on Facebook. Holy freaking crap, within like an hour, someone came up, hooked it onto, well, I don't even know what the heck it was, some kind of small truck. And off they went with it. And I just went like totally jumping. Apparently they fixed it, got it working again, got all the cables replaced the, you know, the canvas and stuff in it. I'm like, you should have just bought a used one for like, that was in good shape and still perfect probably for like way less than what you spent on the parts for this. But anyways, so they got it. I don't know where it is. Long gone. But thank you, sir, for sending that. We're getting down to her here. So this one's from Grant. Oh, he's got 2 questions too. Uh-oh. First question from Grant. Question is, have you ever fell in a hole that you did for a grave by accident, and do you ever hear creepy sounds at night? I almost fell in one not too long ago. Made a mistake, you know, I had it dug out and I stepped a bit too close and I just got off it in time and I actually slipped a bit. I'm like, holy crap, that was lucky. Never have yet fallen into a hole yet. Lucky. You gotta be careful because, like, you know, I try not to step. Well, I always put plywood around the hole. This was actually at the head of the grave, so it kind of, you know, when I'm digging like this, and say this is the head of the grave, so it always undercuts a bit. So you always got like a little bit here that you undercut. So if you step on here, it's going to cave in real easy, right? That's kind of what happened. It was late winter time, nighttime, cold, rainy, crappy, and I just wanted to get the frig out of there because I had enough, and we hadn't even got the guy in the hole yet. It was a big mess. Not going to get into all that, but no, I haven't really fallen into a hole. Still got, all my legs are not broken yet. They hurt and they're sore, but they're not broken yet. So, second question. How deep do you dig when you do a hole for a funeral? I've been watching your videos for a long time now, and I started watching in 2013, and seeing some of your older videos to before 2013. I really appreciate all your videos. I really appreciate your videos, all of them, for you're very interesting to watch and see what you do. I like that very much. I wish I could show you some more, but I can't really show you that anymore back there. When you do stickers again, can you send me some here in, oh, he sent his address too, that's good. Okay, so yeah, whenever the COVID's done, I'll send you some stickers. So, part of that question there was, how deep do I dig? Okay, it depends. There's many depends on this. Depends. Different areas of this place back here is different ground, believe it or not. Some areas are really not too bad for digging. I got one area that's like pretty much like carvable sandy stuff all the way to the bottom. It's really nice. Other areas is like a frickin' gravel pit where it's like if you dig really deep, it'll just keep caving in and makes a heck of a mess. So it really depends where you are. But on average, if it's a big so if it's a big full-size burial, like a body going in, and it's in one of those big concrete vaults, I go about 6 feet to the bottom. So when I'm in the bottom of the hole, I can see the dirt roughly about here. And that's a lot. That gives you like 3 foot of coverage on the top of that. If it's just a bare casket in the ground, I go about 4, maybe 4.5 feet, only because my lowering device that we put it on, which is like the chrome thing that goes around with the straps on it, it's only good for going about 5 feet deep. So if If I go much more than 4.5, the thing's unravel and then it'll be hanging off the hanger there and you won't be able to get it off. So I got to make sure I don't go too deep. That's my new device. I got a new one there last year. My old one, I could probably still use it. I just don't feel safe with it now. I could probably do 6 feet with that. They had a lot longer straps on them. They seem to be shorter straps now for some reason. I don't really know why, but cremations is about... Cremations, I want to say it's a little bit less than 3 feet. If you go too far, it's too far for people to reach down to the bottom of the hole. So I go about 29 inches, actually. Somewhere in around there. Between 27 and probably 33 inches kind of thing. So I mean that's a long way to, you know, because you got to think the box is probably only about maybe, well, it depends what kind of box is, 10 inches. So you know you've got all this here for someone to reach down to drop Uncle Fred down to the bottom of the hole, right? So you got to kind of watch that. And that's about it. That's about all I do. So, but thank you, sir. Hopefully that answered your questions. And, oh crap, I just lost my spot. Oh, there we go. Chris sent a question. Whenever you dig a grave, do you put down grass seed or just let it grow without? If you do, how do you keep the birds from eating the seed? They always eat mine and it doesn't grow. Whoa, there's a trick to her there, bud. So, grass seed grows the best if you have it about a 1/2 inch. Okay, so, starting in here. If you got a splotch of topsoil you put down, and it always seems to be dry on the top, but if you just scrape down a little bit, like a 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 inch, it seems a lot darker, it's damper down there, put your seed there. Put your seed there. That's where you want your seeds to be, because it'll keep it down in the damp more. If you put it right on top, yeah, those things are going to eat it, the birds and stuff, and it's not going to get enough water to germinate. So what you got to do, what I find works pretty good, is lay your soil all out, the level you want it to be at. Put your seed on top, so yeah, you're sprinkling on top, and then take a rake, and then bash it with the rake, so the rake leaves marks on it. Now if you're doing a big area, you're gonna have to figure out something different to do, but for my little plots, that's what I do. And it kind of hammers it down, compacts it a bit. It likes a little bit of compaction, but not too much. Compact it down so it gets down to that layer, and then make sure it stays smooth on top. There's going to be some that's going to stay up, some will get underneath. Those ones underneath will start, and then hopefully the other ones will kind of take off too. So it all depends what kind of seed you use too. I use the Scott's Turf Builder seed, and it takes, pardon me, a little bit longer to germinate that stuff. So it takes sometimes, 7-8 days, depending on how moist it is. Now, there's another thing too, and I have not figured this out with grass seed. I've planted grass seed like that, stood there and watered it. Soak, 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 soak every friggin' day. Soak, 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 and it doesn't seem to grow very well at all. You get a good rain, like an overnight, 3 or 4 hour rain, and the next day it's sprouting. It's like, I just seriously spent like a week and put like 200 gallons of water on this and it did nothing. We get a rain and it grows like crazy, so I don't know. I don't generally water things anymore now because I think it's just wasting the water. It's better to just let it go and do its own thing, I think. So, I mean, grass grows kind of naturally everywhere, even on the side of the road. It'll grow up and then fire seeds out, and then they'll all sprout next year, I mean, I don't let it grow that long here to sprout and seeds, but yeah, that's kind of the way I do it anyways. Just lay it on top and then tamp it in. It likes a bit of compaction. And then too, if you need to add a little more soil here or there, and then you can just add a bit more and more seed, and then get her level. So, but that's how I do it, anyways. So I'll go buy the ad for a Jeep. Really, Daniel sent me a question. Bill, why don't you like the number 29 for? Why don't you like the number 29? So we went over that already with the truck and stuff. It's not really that I don't like it. It's just a cursed number that I've got. Would you buy a Kubota L147 or M62 when it's time to... Wow, we've had a lot of questions about that tonight, haven't we? Yeah, it would be Kubota something, but I don't know what. I'd have to look into it, research it. I need to know how much it'll lift. I need to know the dig depth. I need to know the reach depth. I mean, there's a lot of factors that I need to know before I would settle on something, right? I don't necessarily need to go super deep, but I need the reach with the backhoe so I can have the trailer parked away from me so it's not danger of falling in the hole. So you got to have, you know, at least something that'll dig 10 feet. The one we got now is pretty good. If it went maybe 12 feet, it'd be a little bit better. But I mean, it works pretty good the way as it is. So hopefully that answers your question. We think we answered it a little bit earlier on there. So we got one here from Brandon. He says, "Hey Bill, I just thought I'd say I love your videos and I've been watching since the Astrovan days." That's a while back too, isn't it? Wowee, Astrovan. Glad that thing's gone. Keep up the video. Keep it up from Columbus, Ohio. Brandon. He didn't really have a question, but thanks for the comments. That's awesome. Actually, got another one here. This come in from another Brandon. So you got it on this video, bud. It says, "Hi Bill, love watching your video and I have 2 questions." Oh, another 2 questioners? Oh, no, I'm just kidding. That's fine. That's fine. Question 1 is, how long have you lived in Orangeville? My whole entire life. I've never lived anywhere else. Been here for 42 years. Born here, raised here, and still here. Didn't get too far away. So yeah, hopefully that answered that question. Number 2, when will there be another ATS video come up? Well, okay, ATS, we got that Mack truck going. That was in single player though. ATS and Truckers MP has had some weird thing going on, and Truckers MP hasn't updated their thing, so they think like ATS put the Mack truck in. Truckers MP hasn't updated their stuff to accept that. They think it's a mod and they won't let you play with that thing installed. So I have to do it single player, I guess, for a while now. It's been like 3 weeks. I've been trying to, and there was an update there today. I'm like, oh good, maybe it's fixed. Go in, no, this is an add-on that's not supported by Truckers MP. Do you wish to exit? I'm like, well, I guess so. So I'm like, I want to do this convoy with these guys, with you guys, and I can't because it won't let me in. So it's like, what the crap? Give her, bud. Wow. So yeah. So hopefully an ATS video I'll do something single player. I guess that's about all I can really do. Keep up the good work in your vids, bud, and keep making them. And I'll keep watching you. Have a good day. You as well. And I think that was our last question. We refresh. Yep, that was. So anyways, thanks all for your questions today. If you have a question for me, pretty much anything I'll answer. Just keep it clean. That's all I ask. Keep it clean. Which these are all good, clean, no swearing or stuff like that. You can send it to BILLQA. This BILLQA at yahoo.com. I almost forgot my address. So it's BILLQA at yahoo.com. Send her there and I'll get it on my Dewey here and we'll answer your questions up. So that is it for today. Thanks again for all your questions. That's super awesome again. And you guys have a good day.